My topic for presentation was the human eye, a mechanism in our body that takes light in and uses that light to form an image based on whatever light was reflected off of the object that we're looking at. The first part of the eye that the light will travel through is the cornea. The cornea is the rounded part of the eye at the forwardmost position. It is white in the diagram, and you can see the arrow pointing at it. The jobs of the cornea are to allow light through and to magnify that light, and to protect the eye with help from the white part of the eye, the sclera. And an interesting fact about the cornea is that it does 60 to 70% of the total magnification done in the eye. The next part of the eye is actually two parts, the pupil and the iris. And the pupil is the hole in your eye where the light enters, and the iris is a small film of muscle that surrounds the pupil and controls the dilation of the pupil, which is just the pupil getting bigger or smaller to let more or less light in. The next part of the eye is called the lens. The lens is the most important part of the eye because it's where the image of the object is formed, and the other 40 to 30% of magnification not done by the cornea is done by the lens. The lens's curvature is controlled by a series of muscles that surround it called the ciliary muscles, and the curvature has to be adjusted so that the lens can create an optimally focused image on the retina. The reason that the lens's curvature needs to be adjusted is because if the curvature were not adjusted, then the picture that reaches the retina could be out of focus, because if the two beams that are pictured going through the lens meet in front of the retina, then it's called nearsightedness or myopia, and the images that are far away will seem very blurry, and images that are very close will seem totally clear, totally fine. But if the light is concentrated too far back behind the retina, then the person will be farsighted, which means that they can see things that are further away, okay, but if it's close up, then they cannot see it as well. After traveling through the lens, the pupil, and the cornea, the light will be refracted and fully magnified, and it will be focused onto the retina, a light-sensitive layer of tissue that will send impulses through the optic nerve, which leads to the brain, and those impulses will be translated into visual images that we can see.